What?
You know, when they start talking, when the people that I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'ma beat his.
Can't do shit. Wait,
For real. Y'all better be quiet.
You've been talking since I've been big.
Man, I can't wait.
I'm gonna show you.
Man,
I'm gonna show you. Next, I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight.
It happens now? What do you think?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think it will be your next one?
I think it could be.
Really?
I think it could be. Level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
Behind the scenes at the press conference for Shakur Stevenson's fight against Teofimo Lopez, an intense verbal confrontation took place between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Stevenson. People who witnessed the moment said the tension was driven by talk of a possible future matchup, with Stevenson forcefully calling out Davis over what could happen if he defeats Lopez.
Have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit.
From the moment Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta "Tank" Davis rose to become leading figures in the lightweight division, a noticeable strain has existed between them that goes beyond normal rivalry. It isn't only about both fighters holding top positions in a talent-packed weight class. The tension is fueled by their comments about one another, the labels they use, and how their teams respond whenever they intersect, whether during interviews, at press conferences, or across social media interactions.
If Tank and Jake fight,
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that, and he called cap on it. So if you won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. Dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So
for quite some time, fans have pushed hard for a matchup between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Shakur Stevenson, viewing it as one of the most exciting and highly awaited bouts the sport could offer. It's a compelling contrast, Davis bringing knockout power and explosive finishes, while Stevenson is known for his sharp defense and high-level ring intelligence. Stevenson has repeatedly made it clear he wants the fight, even mentioning in interviews that he'd delay other opportunities if it meant securing a bout with Davis next, underlining how determined he is to make it happen.
What changed?
Competition. As you get older, you start to know what competition is, and he kind of looked at me like I feel like I was a threat. Which is rightfully so. Like, I don't blame him for the way that he looked at me. But it is what it is. It's two guys that just want to be the best in our sport, and we were ready to lay it all on the line.
Did he say to you, like, yo, I don't want to be friends, or we can't, or is it just like a gradual thing where it started to become more distant?
Now you just know energy. You know energy. Once you feel the energy that's coming at you, you understand, like, okay, I get it.
When do you think that started to change?
I think as he kind of matured and got older. Once you get older and mature, his energy kind of let it be known, like, yeah, you the ops. We gotta fight. So
and perhaps as you were progressing and, you know, getting to the level that you're at now.
He knew exactly. Deep down inside, he could sit here and say, I'm not this, I'm not a good fighter, I'm not that, but deep down inside, he knows that I'm the truth.
Right.
So with him knowing that, he knows that I'm the biggest threat around where he's at.
Do you see he gets very upset when people ask him about you?
Yeah. I think that's insecurity, though. I think he's insecure. Because
he knows that you give him trouble? Like, what's he insecure about, in your opinion?
With top level guys like him, cause like I'm kind of different. I look at things like competition, but like his mentality is more so like it's either me or is nobody. It's not a 1A, 1B, or you don't have nobody equal to you. So I understand.
Shakur Stevenson stated that his tension with Gervonta Tank Davis comes down to attitude and perception, explaining that you can tell when someone truly sees you as a serious challenge. He noted that as Davis became more experienced and secure in his position, his approach shifted from brushing him off to showing clear hostility. According to Stevenson, Davis understands the reality of the situation, even if he minimizes it publicly. He believes Davis recognizes him as the most significant threat in that weight range, which is why his name tends to trigger a visible reaction. In Stevenson's eyes, that response is rooted in insecurity rather than simple disrespect, as he feels Davis is aware of the difficulties he would face against him in the ring. That he also highlighted a contrast in mindset, saying Davis approaches boxing with a me over everyone mentality, while he focuses on testing himself against top-level opponents and proving his status by taking on the best available competition.
Shakur, right? Like he look like he got skill, right? But to be honest, I'm gonna be real. I ain't see him fight nobody that's like.
That's amateur shit. Come on, bro. When that heat coming back at you, them niggas like, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it. They ain't really, these niggas just talking that way. And it's always, oh, he can be this, he can be the next. Nigga, prove yourself. You still haven't proved yourself. When someone was in front of you that can crack a little.
Even with all the ongoing discussion, Gervonta Tank Davis has largely stayed uninterested. Following recent media appearances and promotional stops, he has brushed aside the idea of facing Shakur Stevenson, openly challenging Stevenson's accomplishments and suggesting he doesn't view him as a priority opponent. During one press exchange, when questioned about a potential fight, Davis responded by asking what Stevenson has actually achieved. He made it clear that he's more focused on pursuing other high-profile names such as Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Vasily Lomachenko before even thinking about a matchup with Stevenson that in effect. Davis's position goes beyond simply steering clear of a difficult opponent. By downplaying Stevenson's credentials in public, it reinforces the narrative of tension between them, portraying Stevenson not only as a competitor, but as someone who's standing Davis feels compelled to challenge in front of the media.
Exhibition matches like Jake Paul versus Tank Davis or Floyd versus Tyson, good or bad for the sport of boxing?
I mean, I feel like in Floyd and Tyson situation is different than Jake Paul and Buddy. I feel like with Floyd and Tyson, it's like, okay, y'all deserve it. Y'all legends, y'all paid homage, y'all did the most for the sport of boxing already. So you deserve a big payday and be cool. I'm cool with it. I like it. But with Jake and Buddy, I feel like Buddy is a participate in the sport of boxing right now, and he just came off a draw his last fight. So if you're a real champion and top level guy that you say you are, which I think you are too, I think you're the truth. But if you're that guy and you just came off a draw, I think rematching will be the most competitive thing to do. With the Jake Paul situation, it's a money grab fight. So to me, it's like some.
Stevenson, on the other hand, has approached the situation with a completely different mindset. He's not only interested in making the fight happen, he's confident he would come out on top if it did. In multiple interviews over the past several months, he's expressed his belief that his overall ability and technical edge would be too much for Davis to handle. He has also suggested that Davis carefully selects opponents or sets conditions that favor him, rather than facing the kind of competition that would truly cement his standing at the highest level. These remarks go beyond casual rivalry talk, serving as direct criticism meant to frame Davis as risk-averse, while Stevenson presents himself as willing to face any top contender.
Obviously, you are a student of boxing. You love this sport. I mean, when you hear this today on social media or wherever you happen to get the news, were you like, what? Like, can that actually be, man?
Nah, I'm not shocked. I mean, his last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
When Davis revealed plans to face Jake Paul, many boxing fans responded with frustration and backlash, arguing that he was choosing a simpler, more profitable event rather than chasing a true competitive matchup with Shakur Stevenson. Across social media, a common opinion emerged that the Paul bout, often viewed as more of a celebrity-style attraction than a serious contest, was a deliberate move to sidestep the fight people have long wanted to see against Stevenson. Observers also highlighted Davis's consistent tendency to downplay Stevenson in interviews and the absence of any direct calls for that fight, interpreting it as hesitation to put his undefeated record on the line against one of boxing's elite pound-for-pound fighters. This reaction strengthened the belief that Davis is leaning toward lower risk, high-reward opportunities instead of taking on the most demanding challenges available.
Boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future though?
And y'all keep talking about fighting somebody. Didn't he just have a fight? And what happened? What happened? He won, right? But how you look in it? Exactly. But y'all say some different shit when it's me, right? Cause y'all want me to lose. When y'all see people in that limelight too long, they want to take that they want somebody else to come take that spot. That's why it's always like, come on, bro. That's what happened with Floyd. Y'all seen him too much, and once y'all seen him so much, y'all start hating on it. Like
Davis remained firm in his position and showed no intention of adjusting his plans. He emphasized that public opinion has no impact on the decisions he makes moving forward. During a press appearance for the Paul fight, he dismissed the backlash, noting that fans tend to change their views frequently and that their frustration doesn't factor into his direction. He encouraged critics to relax, watch the sport, and not concern themselves with his next move.
Very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
Can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just
in general?
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
In general. Me and Shakur sparred before. We did 3 rounds, and it was just light work. And me trying to figure out his jab. Does he have a good jab? Yeah, he does. But once you pass his jab, it's game.
Yeah.
It's food. It's lunch food. I am the best. I don't see no contract that says Shakur's name on there.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm going to say and talk my stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to come that way, then come that way. I mean, you have investors that are with you, and that's great, but they understand that they cannot have you come this way. Because I am too...
Before he can secure the matchup he's been pushing for, Shakur Stevenson must first take care of business against Teofimo Lopez. The two are set to meet in a major junior welterweight title fight, a challenge Stevenson has fully accepted as the next key moment in his career that a victory over Lopez would not only earn him another championship, but also strengthen his standing and leverage when it comes to negotiating a future bout with Gervonta Tank Davis. Many fans and analysts feel that defeating a high-profile opponent like Lopez is the step needed for Stevenson to firmly establish himself as the leading contender for Davis. A fight that has been discussed for years, but still hasn't come together.
Shakur Stevenson's going to get slower moving up in weight, or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, well, maybe, I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, you know, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle that is kind of giving, you know, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that.
Renowned former champion Shane Sugar Mosley has offered a confident forecast for the upcoming title clash between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, sparking considerable discussion among fans. The multi-division champion shared his perspective on the stylistic matchup scheduled for January 31st, 2026, expressing support for Stevenson. Mosley acknowledged Lopez as a seasoned and accomplished champion with notable power and a strong track record. But he pointed out that Stevenson's technical precision, movement, and defensive skills could prove decisive if he dictates the rhythm of the fight and keeps Lopez uncertain. He characterized the contest as an intriguing contrast in styles, ultimately favoring Stevenson to come out on top based on his overall boxing ability, even with the move up in weight and Lopez's success at the super lightweight level.
When are we going to see the Shakur Tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin Tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one.
Bad. Like, if we were like gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it honest. What's the fight?
My opinion,
because
we talking about like skill and like boxing, like all around boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about like all around.
Can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Y'all, what you think? Like 147, 140?
Nah, hell no.
135?
35, 40, I don't know. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tank will sign that contract.
Dang.
And I'm going to sign a contract.
As discussions continue and fans remain divided, a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis continues to stand out as one of the most talked about yet still unrealized matchups in boxing. Stevenson has openly described it as the sport's biggest event, arguing that it would generate massive global interest and strong pay-per-view numbers whenever it finally takes place. However, both fighters are currently pursuing different directions in their careers. Stevenson is concentrated on strengthening his record and achievements, while Davis is focused on his own set of professional goals. As a result, the highly anticipated clash may still be some time away from becoming a reality.
Very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world. And
are you saying that off of the last fight or just
in general?
In general.
In general.
Yeah.
In general. Me and Shakur sparred before. We did 3 rounds and it was just light work and me trying to figure out his jab. Because he have a good jab? Yeah, he does. But once you pass it, Once you pass this jab, it's game.
Yeah.
It's food. It's lunch food.
Mm.
I am the best. I don't see no contract that says Shakur's name on there.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm gonna say and talk my stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to come that way, then come that way. I mean, you have investors that are with you, and
This comes down more to perspective than a clear-cut answer. A matchup between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson is widely viewed as one of the most compelling fights that could be made, especially if Stevenson secures a win over Teofimo Lopez. That kind of victory would strengthen his case and increase demand for the fight. At the same time, Davis has consistently followed his own path, choosing opponents and opportunities that align with his career strategy and timing. Whether or not the fight happens will likely depend on negotiations, business factors, and how both fighters' schedules and goals align. So the real question isn't just about stepping up or dodging, but whether the timing, terms, and incentives eventually line up enough to make this high-profile matchup a reality.